Hello everyone, welcome to the Leader Show, and I have this beautiful guest with me today, Miss Pooja S. She's the founder of Nurturing Genius Hub, a digital school for parents, and she's on this beautiful mission to raise genius and joyful babies. It's beautiful the work that you are doing, the impact that you are creating. It's just awesome. Thank you so much for the work that you do. And this is not about this is not only the introduction. She's also a certified early child educator specializing in right brain education, a certified life coach for parents, and a mother of two lovely daughters. The way you have put these lines across, this is so inspiring. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to host you today. It's my honor.
Thank you, Gargi, for that wonderful introduction.
Thank
Thank
you
you for
so
having
much.
Around campfires.
Great. So, my first question to you is, you have been doing this work since a couple of years. So, what has been your path, or what has been your story of why are you doing this work? Why do you want to help parents raise joyful babies? So, this is my one question of why did you start this, or what led you on this path?
it comes from my own experience of growing up, and also as my experience as a mother. Like when I was growing up, I wasn't considered to be a bright child. Okay, all my teachers were very worried about me. I couldn't read properly. If I would write, I would make a lot of mistakes, and so I was constantly judged that I wasn't good enough. Though I was good in many other things, but that wasn't noticed because what was important was the academic results, right? And for because of that, there was so much pressure that I even failed in my fifth grade. And when I failed in my fifth grade, it was as a child, it was the most embarrassing moment because that's how it is put across to children that failing is actually the stepping stone to success. But hardly any child is taught that failing is that. But failing is only embarrassment, failing is only something that we look down on. And that is something that shook me up. After that, I could do well. After that, I stood fifth in my 10th grade, I stood third in university in engineering. But what I felt is that the beautiful journey of learning was full of pressure, full of comparison. It could have been better. And so when I had my child, I just wanted that it should be beautiful for her. And also, I understand that as a parent, even though like whatever profession we are in, or whatever heights we reach in life, it's our child's success and our child's nurturing that matters the most as a mother. And so when I understood that there is a way through which parents can actually give all these to their child if they start early, so it was like, oh my god, I wish that I would have gone through this process as a child, or at least I wish I would have started this for my child when from the time I was pregnant, or because that's when the actual learning starts. That's how I got inspired to do this work.
While you are speaking, I am getting goosebumps. So thank you so much for sharing your story and doing this work, because it only takes one person to begin with a cause, and then when the people join you in your revolution that you are already creating, then it becomes like bigger and bigger day by day. The ripple effect grows, and one day comes when you look back and you have seen the whole impact. So people like you are the ones who actually make a change in this world. So thank you so much for being you. My next question, my next question to you is, since you are in this niche of raising joyful babies or helping parents do that, so my question is, uh, do you feel that every kid or every child can be a genius?
Absolutely, yes. I mean, a lot of times, many big people like Bill Gates and Professor Glenn Domin have said this, and it's also based on science because every child born is born with the same 100 billion brain cells. Now, how they connect these brain cells to create intelligence is what all depends on their own experience in the early childhood, right? So, every child has that capability. Now, it is only because of certain myths that parents have, because of which they are not able to utilize this capability to the fullest. Now, would you like to hear those myths? Yes,
Of course.
right? So, the first myth parents have is that learning equal to stress, because our own process of learning is so stressful that when we want to start learning journey for our children, and the fact is that all the senses of child develops by the time they are 7th month in the mother's womb, and they are ready to learn from that time. Have you seen like little babies? If you would have seen your younger siblings or younger cousins,
Yes,
they
younger.
put
Yes.
yes, they like explore the drawers, they put their finger in the socket, or they do all kind of things, right? That's because they love to learn. They're explorers and they want to get those experiences. But what happens as parent, we feel that learning will stress them, and so we do not take that path. That is one reason that can actually not allow them to build their intelligence in the early years. The second myth which parents have is geniuses are by birth. So, our own thermostat as a parent, what do we want out of a child? That they should do good in studies. They should, be happy. Like it will be like a very common definition that we have. They should be happy and they should be successful. While we do not have any set definition for both of these things, right? And we also forget that because a little baby is a clear platform, there is anything that you give them or you tell them, they will start believing. And so because you never tell them that they can be that genius, they do not have that opportunity. So that is another thing that as a parent we have to start actually believing. All the audience, whoever of your audiences are parents, tell your child that you can be that genius and you are the genius, because genius is nothing but the inner ability that we have. If we can express that ability to the fullest to the world, that's the genius, right? And the third myth that parents have is learning is for children. So after we complete our professional education as parent, we never think that we should learn something new. But the truth is, if as a parent, all the people in the audience, if you are not happy with the outcome that the education system gave you, like after doing your completing your education, if you were feeling that there were many areas in your life which you could actually do better in if you were taught better. Now, if we have that feeling as parent, if we do not take a different path for children, then if the path is same, the result is going to be the same. So it's very important that as parents come ahead and learn the new methods, learn the science behind how the brain of the child works, and help them to, optimize their brain power and create the mindset of success for them.
Awesome. I can just go on listening to you because for me also this niche is new. So exploring new topics always, gives me that motivation to learn more about them. So you correctly mentioned all these three myths, and last one really, like it was a aha moment because the parents first, they need, the more they work on themselves, the better it is for them, right? Like better it is for them as well as their kids. Super awesome. So now like my next question to you is, what do you think will be the steps to awaken this child's genius within them? How can they actually tap into their inner rock star?
Amazing. You're asking me some very good questions. I'm very happy about that.
Thank you.
All right. So, is it okay if I talk a little bit about the science behind?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So, very first thing that children are blessed with, they are blessed with three powers. And these are the three secrets also. Okay. So, the first power is that children, little babies, they learn with their right brain. It's also called as the absorbent brain. And after 6 years of age, the capacity with which we learn with our right brain comes down, and our left brain triggers, which is the logical brain. Now, how we learn with our right brain, I'll tell you with an example. When you learn your mother tongue, like your first language, as we say, did anybody teach you sentence by sentence, word by word? This is noun, this is pronoun, this is adjective. No, right?
Right.
It was just
No.
it was just there in your surrounding. You just absorbed it, and you understood the principles by it yourself. You understood how to use noun, how to use verb, how to use links, everything. Right? Now, four things about this. You never felt less confident talking in your mother tongue.
Agree.
You will never forget. You will never forget.
Agree.
Right? You have a lot of like natural confidence. You feel that you are an expert.
Yes.
And the most important, when you were learning, you did not feel stressed. It was just
Agree.
automatic. Right?
Yes.
So, in the same way, whatever you learn in your childhood, if it is taught to you in this similar way, there is a method that it is. So, if that is taught to you in that way, it can be as simple as learning your mother tongue, right? Now, in the olden days, this was never required, because what happened 2 generation, 3 generation back is that a farmer's son would become farmer, a jeweler's son would become jeweler, a king's son would become king. Now, what happens? That is fine. It had its disadvantages, as we all know, but it also has its advantages, because you were in that environment from the very beginning. So you never felt less confident about the work that you are going to do in your future. Now, what we need as in this generation, we need reading, we need knowledge building, we need logic, mathematics. So it's very important as parent that we actually match the skill sets which the child is going to need in future with what they are exposing them in the first 6 years when their absorbent brain is ready. Otherwise, what happens is, if that is not done, later on, if they are introduced, definitely it is going to cause a stressful for them, because at that point of time they are learning only with their logical brain. Now, Gargi, if you learn a new language, do you think it will be more difficult than what it happened when you learned your mother tongue?
Yes.
It takes time, right?
Yes. Right.
Right. So that's because you're learning with your left brain now. So that is one secret that parents should tap into. The second one is babies actually learn 20 times faster than an adult. The number of neurons that they are generating is 20 times more. And that's why, like, when parents take their child to pediatrician, they measure the circumference of the brain. Now, the circumference of the brain from 0 to 6 years grows 20 centimeter, and from 6 years to adulthood it grows another 5 centimeters. So the opportunity for the child is 20 times more. Right? That is second secret. And the third and the most important is, there are 8 core intelligences that we have. Now, what happens is, when we are little babies, we do not have resistance to learn anything, right? Whatever is taught to you, you will welcome it. But what happens today, if I tell Gargi, would you like to learn music? You will think. You will think, you have a logical mind. Do you like or you don't like? So according to your own personality, you will welcome a skill or you will reject a skill. So that's another power that children have, that they welcome everything. And if you introduce them to all core intelligences, they form a strong foundation through which they can pick up whatever they like, and they can showcase their best into that, as well as they can also take advantage of being multifaceted personality. So these are some 3 advantages which, if parents tap, their baby could be super intelligent, they could be genius, and also they could be joyful, because babies love to learn. And if we give them what they like, then definitely they'll be happy.
Awesome. If we give the babies what they like, it will actually help them to showcase their inner rock star, or in other words, the genius that they already have. So, like, these 3 secrets were totally like bulb on, and I'm sure if I am being your host, is getting so much knowledge, so much, value from all that you are sharing. I'm sure the people who are going to watch this interview, they will be like, all that you are sharing is gold. So thank you so much for whatever you do. My next question to you is like, since you have been a part of top 10 super speakers of season 2, this is one of the favorite questions that I also asked with super 10 of season 1. So like, how was this experience? Because seriously, from the 2 lakh registrations, getting to top 10 is not easy. Hats off to you and your efforts that you put in day out. But what was that major lesson or experience that you gained throughout this journey?
uh, it was as you rightly mentioned, it was a journey. It was not just a competition, because there were so many rounds through, and every round, like you had to reflect on a topic and you had to make a video on that topic. So rightfully said, it was like a journey of growth for my own self, where I was reflecting on many things which I wouldn't have otherwise sat down and thought about it. For the very first challenge, it was, what is success for you? Now it's very rare that any of us reflect back, like, what is the real meaning of success? We all want success, but it's not that we are actually thinking that what is success. So that is the kind of self awareness that this journey brought through, wherein I was able to actually put across whatever it was authentically for me to the audience out there and connect with them. And with this platform, being able to reach to people, for allowing me to express myself of what it meant for me. So that was a wonderful, wonderful journey, I would say, because through this whole process, it was a continuous, and my favorite part was about saying out my story. Now it was, I would say, a very rare moment would actually, I would look back and reflect back and say out my true authentic story to the whole world. So that was a very brilliant experience.
Great, awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So, what I could get is self awareness was the major point for you, and I personally like agree with you on this point that if you are not aware of where you are right now, you can't go to the next level, because what got you here won't get you there. Something like this is a quote or book by I don't remember the author's name. So, thank you for putting up this point. And like, since you are creating this beautiful tribe of having this mission to help parents raise joyful babies, helping them to actually the babies to tap into their inner genius. So like, how can someone join you in this revolution that you are creating?
So I basically have master classes wherein I share my knowledge with parents, share my knowledge, and share that how it is that lay down that path for them actually, wherein they can actually take that path and help their children to raise, nurture the inner genius in their child. So that's why my brand is called as Nurturing Genius, because genius is already there within them. It's just that we don't lose it and we nurture it. So that's how I do it. And for all the parents out there, I would say that it's just that thought which is required, that belief that is required in your own child. First, when you start seeing that genius within them, they will, because the little baby sees everything through their parents' eyes, so they will see that genius. And if a parent is very, very keen, they should start their learning journey, and they should kind of understand this process more.
Great. So, all of you, your action step is in the description. The link will be mentioned for joining her masterclass. So, join her, register today, join her tribe, because you already have received so much of value. And yes, follow her on Instagram because she is sharing so much on there. I was watching your social media profile on Instagram. I could get so much value. So, at the end, my one statement is always thank you for that work that you are doing. And and the impact you are creating. And my last question would be, since you have shared so many messages to the parents out there, what will be your one last message to general audience, like not necessary as a parent, but anyone who is watching this video?
Yeah. So before I go into that, I just want to appreciate you, Gargi, for the work that you are doing. You're such an intelligent girl, and the messages that you spread, the work that you do, is very inspirational for, I think, all the people of your age, and also for everyone in general. So hats off and congratulations that you're doing this work at such an early age.
Thank you.
My message, yeah, seriously, it's every time that I see you, it puts a smile on my face and it inspires me, right?
Thank you.
And okay, so the one message that I have for audiences in general, we all were also born geniuses. So it's not that we were different than little babies. It's just that we have lost that power, or that power is gone dormant within us. So more and more you will relate to that power, and more you relate yourself to that true power that you have within. More and more it will come out, and you will allow that power to express in every segment of your life. So believe today that you are born genius too, and believe today that you are here as a unique person, and you have that unique genius ability to express in the world. So more power to all of you who are hearing this, and I truly wish that you tap into this power more and more.
Great, thank you for sharing that message. Because I do agree with your point that as all of us grow, because of the circumstances that we face, because of the traumas, past events, when we are not able to get out from there, somewhere we start to feel like victims of life. And when you are a victim, and if you are thinking to become, thinking about your dreams, you cannot actually, because the energy is not matching. Present, in present day, you are complaining, you are blaming, you are making excuses. In your mind, you are feeling like everything will come true in my life. So that will not happen. As she already said, that we all are born with that genius. All that you need to do is find that spark again, because you have it. Only the difference is you are not able to see. So I just concluded the whole thing. Thank you so much for all the value that you added in so many people's lives who are going to watch it. To all of you, do join her in her masterclass. Do follow her on Instagram, on her social media. Links will be there in the description, and also in the comments. Do mention what were your key takeaways or aha moments, so we know that this was really a power packed session. And thank you so much. It was really an honor for me to be your host.
Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Welcome.
My pleasure.